Imagine you're on a road trip, doing 70 miles an hour down the highway. Now, imagine trying to navigate by unfolding a giant paper map across your steering wheel, all while holding a physical compass to figure out which way is north. It sounds incredibly stressful, right? Today, nobody does that. You just mount your phone on the dashboard, open your favorite navigation app, and everything you need, your route, your turns, even traffic jams, is right there on one easy-to-read screen. For a long time, flying an airplane was a lot like that chaotic paper map road trip. Pilots had to glance around at half a dozen different analog gauges just to figure out where they were. But today, pilots use a unified digital solution called the Electronic Horizontal Situation Indicator, or EHSI. If you're fascinated by how aviation works and want to learn how to fly without getting bogged down in complicated terminology, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We make learning the cockpit easy. So, what exactly is happening on this glowing screen that makes it such a vital smart map for modern pilots? Let's take a look. Before a plane even leaves the ground, the crew needs to know exactly where they're going. How do they see the big picture? They use something called plan mode. Think of this like pinching the screen on your phone's map app to zoom all the way out so you can see your entire drive to your destination in one quick glance. This diagram shows exactly what plan mode looks like. It is a fixed top-down map of the entire flight. You can see the complete path connecting the dots of every single waypoint along the route, right down to the symbol for the final destination airport. But staring at a static map isn't very helpful once you're roaring through the sky at 500 miles per hour. What happens to the screen when the plane starts actually moving? The screen shifts into map mode, locking your plane in the center while the route smoothly scrolls downward. Knowing the weather is crucial, so pilots overlay live radar right on their route to steer around storms. It even adds little triangles to monitor nearby airplanes. By putting the navigation path, the bad weather, and the nearby airplanes onto a single screen, plan and map modes give pilots a clear, real-time understanding of everything happening in the sky around them. Sometimes a broad, zoomed-out map is actually too much information, especially when you need pinpoint directions to a single landmark on the ground. If a pilot just needs a straight line pointing them directly to a specific radio beacon, how do they clear the clutter? They switch over to a specialized radio tracking mode. This view completely strips away the map background and replaces it with a digital compass that focuses entirely on directional data. Looking at this simplified compass layout, you can see a central needle. That needle swings and locks dead onto the signal from a selected ground beacon, giving the pilot the exact heading to turn toward and the precise distance remaining to get there. Finally, there is the most demanding part of any flight. How does this screen help the pilot actually bring the plane down and land it safely on a narrow strip of concrete? For that, they use a precision landing mode. If you've ever used a backup camera with guidelines to thread your car into a really tight parking space, you already understand how this works. This graphic shows the landing mode in action. It zooms in aggressively, displaying a geometric outline of the runway. It shows exactly how the airplane's center is aligning perfectly with the pavement. Because this visual guidance is so exact, pilots don't have to look down and decipher printed approach charts. These precision tools are absolutely essential. They allow the crew to keep their heads up and devote all of their attention to flying the plane during the final critical moments of the flight. Looking at the EHSI today, you can see it acts as a digital chameleon. It changes its entire layout and function based on the exact information the crew needs minute by minute. By gathering the route details, the stormy weather, the nearby traffic, and the exact runway alignment into one unified place, it protects pilots from dangerous information overload. From sketching out the initial trip at the terminal to parking the wheels on the center line of the runway, the EHSI is a pilot's most versatile smart map. And while a cockpit full of glowing screens and dials might look intimidating at first, remember that they were designed to do one thing: make flying simpler, safer, and easier to understand.